All right, what we're going to do next is learn how to translate sentences into mathematical sentences, meaning an expression or an equation. All right, in order to do that, we have a few words that we need to know whether or not it's going to mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So we're going to write these down just so that we have them. So, words that mean addition. We have plus, add, we have more than. They could also say, instead of more than, they can say older than if we're talking about age. Okay, for these two, we're going to put a little star next to them. All right, we'll come back to those on the next page. We also have the word sum. We're going to put a box around that. All right, sum doesn't just mean to add, but it's actually the answer to an addition problem. Okay, we also have increased by, or just increased, or increased by. We have above, gain, rise, ascend, and if we're talking about our bank accounts, all right, when we put money into our account, remember what that word is. That's deposit. So deposit. Okay, all of those words are going to tell us that we are going to add. Next, words that tell us to do subtraction. All right, the answer to a subtraction problem will be difference. And again, we're going to box that because that is actually the answer to a division or to a subtraction problem. It's our answer to a subtraction problem. Okay? We have our regular minus and subtract. Okay? We also have less than and subtracted from. All right, these two get a star. So less than and subtracted from. All right, same thing as when we were adding, instead of more than, we could say older than. So if we're talking about age, instead of older than, they would say younger than. That would be minus if they said younger than. All right, I'm not going to write that because I'm kind of running out of room though. All right, we have descend. We have decrease or decreased by. All right, we could have sink or below. And then if we're talking about our bank account, we have, when we take out money, we withdraw it. We withdraw it. All right, one other phrase that I left out that I forgot about on addition that needs to go with the star is added to. It goes with the star, okay? So added to, more than, older than, get stars for addition. All right, next, things that mean to multiply. So we have product, which is the answer to a multiplication problem. All right, other things that mean multiply, we could just have multiply. And then we have different things that are going to mean to multiply by a certain number. So things that tell us to multiply by 2. So times 2, we could say double. So if I say I'm double your age and you're 12, we would multiply 12 by 2 and you would know that I'm 24. All right, instead of saying double, we could also say twice. So twice and double both mean to multiply by 2. All right, if I'm twice your age, again, you would multiply your age by 2. Now, if we want to multiply by 3, we would say triple. So if I said I'm triple your age, you would multiply your age by 3 to figure out how old I am. Okay? And then to multiply by a half, we would say half of. All right, you may have heard of other phrases or words that mean multiply back in elementary school, but this is really all that we're going to see this year. For division, all right, we have our word quotient, which is the answer to a division problem. And then other things that are going to tell us to divide. We could just have divide or divide by. All right? I don't think we'll see it, but you might know at some point, or randomly see equal groups. That's basically what division is. We're putting that number into equal groups. Okay? Now notice, the only ones that got stars were addition and subtraction. Again, that's something we're going to visit a little bit later. All right, now, the difference between an expression and an equation. An expression has no equal sign, and an equation has an equal sign. So an equation will have an equal sign. Expression does not have one. Okay, now words that mean equals, they will just say equal or equals. We could say is. So if I say 2 plus 3 is 5, we would write 2 plus 3 equals 5, okay? Is going to be that sneaky 2-letter word that means equals. If we're talking about people, we could have the word has, have, etc. are. Okay? So now let's try some translating. All right, so the word 7, that's a number, decreased by, so decrease means subtraction. And we're subtracting 4. So that sentence would turn into 7 minus 4. Okay? A number. So we don't know what that number is. This is where we use a variable. So we have a number divided by 6. So divide by 6 equals 19. So a number divided by 6 equals 19. Okay? So I know some of you might want to write it like this, but get into the habit of writing it like that, okay? We'll see it more often with the fraction bar. Okay? 80 is going to be that number. Is. Remember, what does is mean? Is going to be equals. And then 10 times a number. Now, if you want to write this, that is a true statement, but guys, we're not going to write it like that. 10 times x is just going to be 10x. Okay, we write it like that. If we have 2 times a number, we're going to write it like that. Not 2 times x, but 2x. 7 times a number will be 7x. Okay? Does that make sense? Go ahead and pause if you want. You can try the next one on your own and then check back in a minute. All right, so half a number. Again, I'm not going to show the multiplication. Half a number is 1/2 x. When we're multiplying by a variable, we don't write the little dot. And then is 2. Okay? All right, Mark is. All right, well, since we're talking about an actual person, sometimes I like using their first letter. So Mark starts with an M. Is means equals. So Mark equals. Mark is triple Kevin's age minus 15. What does triple mean again? Triple means times 3. What are we multiplying by 3 though? It's triple Kevin's age. So it's 3 times Kevin's age. Do we know how old Kevin is? No. So Kevin is going to be another variable. So it's 3 times Kevin. Okay? So 3 times K and then minus 15. So Mark is 3 times Kevin minus 15. Okay? If you don't understand that, rewind and listen again. Now we have John is 11 increased by Sally's age. So we have 11, increase means addition, and Sally's age, well, we don't know her age, so that's another variable. So we can use S for Sally. But now they tell us that John is 12 years old. So now they actually give us our age. So instead of using that J, we know that J equals 12. So instead of writing J, we're going to write 12 equals this other stuff. We know what J is, what John is. He's 12 years old, but he's also 11 plus Sally's age. So both of those are going to equal each other. Both of them represent John's age. John is 12, but he's also 11 plus Sally's age. So he's 12, but he's also this. So they equal each other. Okay? All right, let's flip to the back. All right, we have these things called switcheroo words, all right? These ones are a little bit trickier. These are the ones that on the front had stars. Our switcheroo words are from, than, to. Now notice the than is with an A and the to is T-O. So our switcheroo words kind of rhyme. It goes from then to switcheroo, from then to switcheroo, from then to switcheroo. So it kind of rhymes. It tends to help people with these problems when we're doing this. And if we look at them on the front, the phrases that you will see, it'll say added to, more than, older than, less than, younger than, or subtracted from. All right, we only have switcheroo words when we are adding or subtracting. That is it. It is, we switch what we are adding or subtracting. That's the only time we will encounter switcheroo words. So, the way that I do this. So, I'm going to start out, I read it, I see subtracted from. I circle my switcheroo word. Again, it's that whole phrase, subtracted from. So, it's a number subtracted from 4. Typically, it would look like that. But we have our switcheroo word, subtracted from then to, switcheroo. So we need to switch the two things that we're subtracting. The 4 is going to come first. So these two guys switch. So it's really 4, it's really 4 minus x. Okay, we need to switch the two things that we're subtracting. Okay, so the next one, 7 more than twice a number. So again, with switcheroo words, I tend to write it out first. So this would be 7 more twice a number would look like that, 2x. It's 2 times x, but it's really 2x. Now, So 7 more than twice a number. I have my switcheroo word, from then to switcheroo. So I'm going to switch the two things that I'm adding. The 2x is going to come first. Okay? So this is my final answer. All right, the 7 goes at the end. We're switching what we're adding. Okay, this next one. 6 more than, from then to, switcheroo. So we have 6, more than means to add. We have a number, is means equals, and then 20. Now guys, this is where people tend to get mixed up. Remember, we're only switching what we are adding or subtracting. Here I'm adding, I'm only going to switch the 6 and the x. Those are the only two things that get switched. Equals 20 stays exactly where it is, and now the 6 and the x get switched. 6 more than, from then to switcheroo, so I know I have a switcheroo word, and then equals 20. Okay. All right, this one people tend to miss. Added 2. From then to switcheroo. All right, so twice a number would be 2x. Added 2 means addition, but again, we have that switcheroo word. So I know the 2x is going to come second. It's not going to be first. So it's added to 4 equals 16. Guys, remember, the equal part stays exactly where it is, and I switch what I'm adding. All right, you only switch what you're adding or subtracting. Switcheroo words will only happen with addition and subtraction. You'll get more than, less than, older than, younger than, added to, or subtracted from. Those are the only phrases that we have switcheroo words. Okay? All right, these next ones. Trudy scored 4 less goals than Serena. So Trudy scored 4 less goals than Serena. So less than. So Trudy scored 4 less than Serena, but I have to switch that. Okay, because of the switcheroo word. So this is what Trudy scored. Trudy's goals equal this. So Trudy equals that, but then they tell us how many goals Trudy actually made. It says that she made 5 goals. So instead of using t for our variable, we know that she made 5 goals. So instead, I can change that to a 5. I know that she made 5 goals. So Trudy made 4 less than Serena, but she also made 5. So guys, we can write it like that if we want, or we can also write this one like this. That's an S. The beginning part is an S. Okay? All right, if you want, you can try the next one, pause it, and then check and see if you got it right. So, Kate is 1 more than, so more than means addition, the 1's going to come at the end, right? They switch, and twice Jack's age. So twice Jack's age. So 2 times Jack, so 2J. And now we know that Kate is 12 years old. So instead of using K for Kate, we know that she is 12 years old. So we can write it like that. Or in this problem, we can write it like this. The only reason why I'm writing these ones different, but these ones have to be like that, is because with the word problems, all right, you can write it either way with the people. But when it's not talking about people and it's just regular words, then we need to write it exactly how we see it. Okay? All right, now we have our grouping words. These are the words that we boxed. Okay? We have the word sum, which means addition, difference, which meant subtraction, product, which meant to multiply, and quotient, which meant our division. These are our grouping words. These are the answers to that type of problem. Okay, and these ones work a little bit differently also. So let's take a look. We have the product of. Now with these words, it's going to say the grouping word first, and then it's going to tell you what you're adding or multiplying or whatnot. So on 15, it says the product of, and then it's going to tell us what we're multiplying. So product means multiply. It's a product of this and that. So those are the two things we're multiplying. We're multiplying 3 and a number, but we write it like that. So it's the product of blank and blank. The product means multiply, so we're multiplying those two things. Here we have the quotient of blank and blank. Quotient means division. So we're dividing, so it's a quotient of a number and 5. I'm looking for of what two things. So we're dividing a number and 5. All right, there are no switcheroo words here. Remember, switcheroo words are only more than, less than, added to, and subtracted from, okay? Our grouping words, we typically, it's exactly the order that it is. All right, here we have the sum of a number and 5. So those are the two things that I am adding. We're adding a number and 5 because sum means addition. So I'm adding those two things. So again, with these grouping words, they tell you what you're doing afterwards. It's the sum of blank and blank. Sum means addition. It's the sum of a number and 5. So we're adding x and 5, and then is, so equals 10. All right, the difference of. Difference means subtraction. It's the difference of a number and 9, and we're subtracting them. Okay? Now, these next two are a little bit different. We're going to see the difference between these two types of problems. On 19, it says twice a number. All right, so it's just twice a number. So it's 2 times a number. So it's going to be 2 times x and then plus 9. All right? It was twice a number. We were only multiplying 2 by a number. Now on number 20, it now says twice the sum. Remember, the word sum means the answer to an addition problem. So we need twice that whole thing. If I just start writing, and I know it's 2 times, so the sum of a number and 9. If I write it like that, that's only saying 2 times x. But we need 2 times the answer of what we're adding. For 2 to be times this whole thing, we need to use parentheses. All right, you have to use parentheses. So now it's saying 2 times that whole thing. 2 times the answer to what we're adding, which is what we wanted because it's twice the sum. So twice the answer of what we're adding. All right, on number 21, James ate 25 chocolates. So we know James equals 25 chocolates, right? Oh, but now they say this is. So this is, so 25 equals, so they're talking about James there. Okay, so this is 5 times the difference. So we need to use what? It's 5 times the answer to a subtraction problem. So for us to do times that whole thing, again, we're going to use that parentheses. So the difference of what Lily ate, Lily ate, and 1, difference means subtraction. Okay? So that's going to be our answer. James ate 25 chocolates, and that's the same thing as 5 times the difference of what Lily ate and 1. Okay, if you're a little bit fuzzy on any of these, you need to go back and re-listen. What you're going to do next, once you feel good, you're going to pick up the practice, and then when you're done with the practice, you're going to get that checked. If you get a bunch of them wrong, you really need to watch the video again, or whatever parts you're getting wrong. Whatever type of problems you're not doing well on. Okay? Good luck.